Lefty loosey, righty tighty. We're good.
Hey, welcome to the Toolshed. I'm hanging out here with my buddy Eddie McFarlane.
And a few others.
This episode is sponsored by our good friends at Emerson, and here are some of our good friends at Emerson.
They're working.
The Toolshed is brought to you by Schedule Engine, and thank you for everything you do for us, Schedule Engine and Emerson. And if you don't know about Schedule Engine and you're a contractor, you should find out about it. Less headaches, more booked calls. What's not to like about that? So we got a good little episode today, Eddie.
I love it. I've loved our time here. We are in Ohio. We're on the road with the Toolshed, and we are learning all about learning. So we've been here surrounded by the team, and if you don't know about Emerson, one of the things they do really, really well is think. So they have a center, and it's called the Helix. If you've ever seen the Emerson logo, you'll figure that out. But this is a place for smart people. I don't want to say we brought the IQ curve down a little bit, but let's just say we're glad they weren't measuring. So
they didn't test the IQ yesterday, but they do test everything here.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. And what they do is they test with data.
Yeah,
and it's all about the numbers. And in the Helix, it was fantastic. It's really a center of learning.
Yeah.
Like they're doing all this testing so they can learn from it. And they're testing things that are 6, 7, 8 years out sometimes.
Oh
like they don't even have a problem yet, but we know we're going to have a problem with that. Let's go ahead and test it. The whole setup with a full-size kitchen inside the building.
Functioning, working.
So they can test all
walk-in doors,
walk-in doors, freezers, coolers.
Real world stuff.
A 3-aisle grocery store.
Mm-hmm. I picked up some eggs. It was great. They've got an entire house. And when I say house, I don't mean like, I mean like
a 2-story house.
With we sat at a dinner table and did a podcast. But I think for me, one of the things I was struck by is how they think about thinking.
Yeah.
And at the Toolshed, one of the things that we know is that the secret is we're all in real estate development. And the property that we need to develop is the 6 inches between our ears. And there's a right and a wrong way to actually go about thinking. And what they do is they have this incredible process where they'll help pull thoughts out and unpack them and give dimension and structure. And it was I don't know about you, but it was a real masterclass. And you know how we always say, the average of the 5 people you hang out with?
Those are some 5 cool people we were hanging out with the last 2 days.
Our average went up.
Yeah, it was really nice, and just a professional facilitator doing the whole thing for us. And one of their rooms, they have a big table like this with no chairs.
No chairs.
And you can write on all the walls, and they just mind dump in there and get all kind of great ideas. And it's just fantastic to be associated with the whole Emerson team.
Incredible hosts, and as you see, just super smart people taking this seriously so that when people like you and I and all of the blue-collar men and women do their job, they can do it with confidence. So our last episode, we really look back at a history of what they refer to as the stewardship of the industry, because none of us really own it. We're just looking after it for the next generation, which is kind of what the Toolshed's all about, right? And so today, we're going to meet some team members, and we're gonna imagine that we know what the future looks like, and we're going to talk about how they think about innovation, how they think about inventiveness, and I know you've got some great questions, and we're gonna think about why it's cool to be part of the fine folks at Emerson. So without further ado, let's go ahead and meet some of the team that are making the future possible. Hey, Eddie McFarlane from the Toolshed here in the home of innovation at Emerson. And boy, am I lucky. I get to have a quick chat because we're building stuff here. I'm going to have a quick chat with John Schneider, and we're going to learn all about innovation, inventiveness here in Ohio, an innovation center for 100 years. So why don't we start, John, why don't you just introduce yourself, give them their title, and then go ahead and tell them what you actually do.
Sounds good, Eddie. Well, first of all, we're very excited to have you here visiting our Innovation Hub for Emerson and our Copeland compressor and related technologies. I'm the president of HVACR technologies for the Americas business. And what that really means is we're really innovation and technology focused for Copeland compression technology, which we've been developing for the last 100 years, and related technologies to help solve the problems in our industry.
I love it, and you know, everywhere you look, you sort of see a new approach in thinking, and you can sort of see innovation happen
Right.
if you're watching. And so, as you think, you know, obviously 100 years of Copeland compressor, as you think at your time here, and just even the history of Emerson, what is one technology that you think of Emerson and you think is pretty special, or is there stuff you can talk about? Obviously.
Yeah. We love talking about technology. That's what we live and breathe every day. But it always comes back first when we think about technology to our customers and our end users and what their needs are and how we can better design solutions to solve their problems. We really listen to you and your audience. We really listen to our market, to our customers, to make sure that we can design better solutions. And we've really built a foundation for thinking about innovation with the history we've had with our technology developed with efficiently and effectively removing heat from mission critical or critical applications, whether it be a comfort application or a food safety application. We can cover that whole gamut of problems that we need to solve for the industry.
I think, you know, what's amazing, because obviously I'm an old school HVAC service tech, residential, and I have my sort of sliver of Emerson, and when you come here and you see the entire scope of things you're doing, it really is quite amazing, and it would be easy to see how the technology and the team at Emerson is really touching people's lives without them even knowing it. As we think of Emerson, and you use the word innovation, and we've heard people talk about it, what is it about Emerson that you think makes it so inventive?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's you think about the environment that you're in right now. We've invested a lot in the infrastructure and the capability to innovate and develop technology, but it really comes back to the people. This is a fun place to work, people that collaborate well, that work well together, and I think that really defines our real DNA. It's about our people and collaborative culture that are inspired to have purpose and solve problems and work together to solve those problems and come out with better solutions to solve problems in our industry.
That's certainly what I've seen. And not only have you been incredibly hospitable, like we were talking to like legitimately smart people, but you know, there's that saying like, if you can't explain a concept simply, you don't know it well enough. I think the thing that I've observed is not only are you passionate about like the minutia of the technology, but man, you can explain it really well, and it's easy to get excited when you're talking to the engineers and the men and women here that we talk to. And so I think it's something that's pretty special about the people here. I'm going to ask a bit of an unfair question, because I'm going to ask you to look in the future. When you think of innovation, when you think of like the future of the trades or the future of Emerson's role in the trade, what gets you excited about coming to tackle that every day?
Well, it's interesting. I think there's real purpose in everything that we do here and in our industry that all of us do. You know, there's a really important macro trend around sustainability, whether, you know, thinking about efficiency and electrification and energy costs and energy savings, greenhouse gas emissions and new refrigerants. That we're always, when we think about innovation, looking ahead, what's coming at us. And when I started in this industry, which was a very long time ago, these things happen. We prepared for new SEER standards and new refrigerants, and those things were 5 to 10 year cycles with systems that are designed to last even much longer than that. Well, now those changes are coming at us a lot faster. And so it's working together to get ready for that and manage through that. But that's what really drives us. It's what's coming and getting ready for what's out in front of us, knowing that it's coming at all of us a lot faster in the future. And we need to stay out in front of having the right innovative solutions for those new applications. But it really is fun and exciting when you have that sense of purpose around we're doing something that's really important globally, that's really important in the Americas, really important in the US, really important all the way down to that consumer's home around energy efficiency, environmental sustainability. It gives everyone a real purpose in what we're all trying to do.
I think it would be amazing to actually look at how many of you know, people in North America's lives you actually touch, whether it's safe grocery aisles or, you know, home comfort in places where it's literally you know, something that life depends on. You know, one of the things that I think I appreciate that maybe a lot of people don't know is, you talk about staying in touch with your customers and the end users. I think Emerson's role as a steward in the industry, there's a handful of people that I know personally that have gone out their way to get engaged in, whether it's Air Conditioning Contractors of America or the education, the work you guys do with trade schools is it's really worth talking about. And so I think, as you talk about the challenges of how quick those challenges and changes are coming, right, being that close to those people is certainly going to be an advantage for you, the team, and the work you're doing.
Well, it's a two-way street. We benefit significantly because we learn a lot. If we were going to design solutions for address these future needs, we need to listen to the industry. We need to all the way through listen, obviously a lot of time with our customers, our direct OEM customers, but listening down channel to make sure whether it's a refrigeration application for the cold chain or it's a homeowner application, listening to understanding how to make our products easier to service, how to make them easier to install, easier to get information at the fingertips of the technician that's out in the field needing to work on a system. We need to learn from the industry. That's why we like to spend time out with the industry to make sure we're designing the right solutions across the board for our customers. And then it's a two-way street in that we have a lot of information and insight that we think we can bring out to the industry, especially with all this change coming at us. That means a lot of new technology, complexity, different ways to manage a business, different ways to solve technical problems. We want to share that information that we know through training, through education, working in collaboration with the industry to really drive and improve the capabilities to solve tough problems going forward.
It's such an advantage, and we in the industries are lucky. And so, obviously, last question, you have been partners with us season 1, season 2 of the Toolshed, the place you come just to make every day just a little bit easier. Much of what we talk about is self-leadership, or maybe new and emerging leaders, or people who are leading a growing and new team. If you had one tip, trick, piece of advice about leadership that you've learned or people have shared with you, what would you share with the audience?
Great question. That's a fun question. What I think about is it comes back to the people. And when I come to work every day, I think about a principle of everybody comes to work with good intent.
Oh, that's so good.
So whether or not we have a tough conversation or problem to solve, then we're collaborating, I'm supporting and thinking about the people first that are on that team that we're working together to solve a problem. So I thought that somebody taught me that tip a while back, and I thought that was super helpful, and I think about that every day.
I love it. Everybody comes to work with good intent, and that's a leadership lesson that you can put into practice today. John, on behalf of the Toolshed and the entire team, we appreciate you having us here today. We appreciate you sharing about innovation. On behalf of the partners at Schedule Engine, it has been so neat to see the entire team here at Emerson in Ohio at the sharp end of the stick, seeing innovation and inventiveness in action. It's absolutely thrilling. And thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. How about that? Talk about smart people with a passion. Just incredible. And I just want to say a huge thank you to the entire team at Emerson for being such great hosts. So incredible having us here, getting to meet and actually see excellence in action. And as always, thank you to the entire team at Schedule Engine for underwriting this as a give back to the men and women working in the trades every day and all those excited about starting a career in the trades. So what did you think?
Hey, it was fantastic, man. I had a great 2 days. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We're glad you got to meet some of our friends from Emerson. As always, be good so you can do good. We'll see you next time on the Toolshed.